Hello friends, it is Monday the 4th and a new week has started, and I forgot to check in with you yesterday again with progress. I did end up listening to, I think, 50 minutes of Horn by Joe Hill, and I listened to another half an hour today as I cooked, and I'm now on page 94, so that is all good. At least it's progress. I don't know how long this one is. 400, just over 400 pages. It's a really strange book. It follows... Wait. Let's stop this. Okay, I got interrupted by a TV show because it was the season final of a Danish TV show that I just had to watch. Before I so I stopped filming, and I don't remember how far I got, but yes, I'm about 100 pages into Horns by Joe Hill, and it's a weird book. It follows Ignatius, and he wakes up one day after he's been out drinking and doing a lot of bad stuff. He wakes up with a real bad hangover and notices that he has horns sticking out of his forehead. And so he instantly feels like there's definitely something wrong here. He needs to figure out how to get rid of them, what to do if he's ill and sick, or if he's having visions, or if he's like having a tumor or something like that makes him see things that are not there. But then things starts happening around him, and all of the people that he meet, they start telling their darkest secrets, like the bad secrets that someone has, like the worst thing that people think about him and other people around them at this specific moment in time, and he hears everything from them. And so he hears that his parents hate him, like really hate him, and just wish he would die and horrible stuff like that. So, yeah, it's interesting, but it has a lot of bad language. So if that's something that triggers you, you should probably stay away from it. But I would say if you're used to like Stephen King, I don't think it's that much worse than his books, because he also tends to use a lot of swear words and rough language and stuff. But yeah, so far it's okay. So we'll see how it all goes. Apart from that, I have read about half of The Black Knight, or the first part of the Bulgarian book, Pawn of Prophecy. I am on page 78 out of 156. So yeah, I will be going back to reading from this in a minute or something. I have also started on the second Wallflower book. It's called It Happened One Autumn in English, but my edition that I'm listening to is called Efterårsluna, because it's the Danish translated edition, and I really enjoy the narrator. I think she does a really good job, and this is a whole lot of fun. These girls are so funny. I can't believe that it's been so long since I read the first one, and I really found the humor really great. This one the series follows these girls who are wallflowers. So they're at these balls, and all of the men, like they're always the one left behind. They're not being picked as to court and to dance and all of that. So they've made a pact, and they're trying to help each other find suitable husbands for themselves. In the first one, we follow Annabelle, I think that's her name, and this one we are following Lillian. She and her sister are from America, and so they're not completely used to the British upper class, the way that they act and they should act. Lillian, yeah. But anyway, I love Lillian. Lillian is so much fun. She's like super reckless and does anything that she can. She just does whatever she feels like doing, and she does. If people tell her she can't do things, she'll do it to prove people that she can do it. and I really like her. And then there was a moment in the book, it was quite fun, but there was also a moment in the first book I remember, and it is a game of, in Danish it's called round ball. I mean, the translator is calling it round ball, and I figure maybe it's a wrong translation, because what it is described as is more like a baseball kind of game, like baseball or softball maybe, but you definitely have that, you have to throw and then they had to hit, like, and you can curve it and all of that. And I know if it's round ball, like the round ball we play in Denmark, it's very different. It's a lot simpler than baseball is, and it's so I don't think that's it. So I don't know if it's a wrong translation or if it was called something else back in the 1800s. So yeah, I'm a little unsure about that. But yeah, so that is what I've been reading so far. And yeah, as I said, I've been enjoying it. I'm 36% into It Happened One Autumn, or If There Was Luna. It is 2 hours and about 30 minutes. I would say 25 minutes, 2 hours and 25 minutes. I listened to it today. And yeah, I enjoy it. And I will get back to it tomorrow again. And hopefully listen to a lot more. Those are my bookish updates for today. Right now, I am so full. I had dinner like half an hour ago or something. But yeah, now I'm going to be reading a little bit, I think, for an hour, maybe. And then I'll be watching a little bit of YouTube video before I go to bed. So that is my plan, and I will check in with you tomorrow with an update. So yeah, bye. Hello, it is almost, it's 8:40, and I wanted to do an update. Today's reading has not been the best. I've listened to It Happened One Autumn. I've listened to like about 2 hours of that today, so I'm 4.5 hours into it, and I still have an hour and 45 minutes. And I wonder what the next hour and 45 minutes is going to be about, because I feel like it was coming to something that seemed like there might only be like half an hour, 45 minutes left, but we'll have to see. I feel like it's I hope it's not going to drag down now, because I've really been enjoying the read so far. The main character really is one I really enjoyed, and so yeah. Apart from that, I've not been reading very much. I have quite a headache right now. I have been really, really tired today, because last night I had a hard time sleeping. I woke up at like 2:30 and couldn't fall back asleep because I was really nauseated, and didn't fall asleep again until about 4. So like 2 hours missed, and so I feel that right now. I think that's why I have a headache, because I was tired. So I haven't read anything in either of my books, but I may try and see if I can read something in this one, but honestly I'm not going to push it too much, since I don't want to feel worse. And I'm a little bummed out that it's not going better with my reading today. I even skipped gym, and I didn't like that either. I had to skip my gym session, so I'll see if I can go tomorrow. And instead of going to the gym, I had really unhealthy food for dinner, and so that was not a good thing either. But sometimes you have these days where you just don't feel like yourself, and yeah, so I've just been watching YouTube videos and relaxing, and I've actually been editing my February wrap up, which is currently half an hour long, and I'm going to try and edit some more out of it later. But yeah, this was my update for now. I'll talk to you tomorrow, hopefully with better progress. But sometimes you just have these days where I don't read a lot, and that's okay. It's just annoying when I feel like I have so many books that I want to read. Also, yesterday my hold on City of Ghosts by V.E. Schwab or Victoria Schwab came in for the BookTube SFF read along. So I think I may have to push one of my BookTube SFF readings until April instead, the ones that I already had. So I don't know if I'm going to be listening to the Mark Lawrence book, like the Grey Sister, or if it's going to be Poppy War that I'll push to April, but we'll have to see. I think I'm gonna push the one that's the longest, just so that I have a little less pressure on me. And City of Ghosts is actually not extremely long, so I think it will definitely lessen some of my audio time a little bit for the month. And yeah. So that is my plan for right now. I have said that my sort of overall plan for the BookTube SFF, I'm not sure if I have, but I think I want to focus on finishing the debut category, the middle grade category, and the fantasy categories first, because I have access to all of the books now. For middle grade, I need to read City of Ghosts and Hour of Shah, and both of them are out from my library now. And for fantasy, I have to read Foundryside and Grey Sister, and the Madeline Miller book, Circe. So Circe is the next one I will put my hold on. I think I may actually go and do that now, because I removed my hold from that to get other books earlier. And then I will go and I will read the debuts afterwards, because I already read Children of Blood and Bone, and I have Trail of Lightning on my TBR for this month, and it's coming later. And then I need Poppy War, the audio, which I'll push to April. So then I'll have those 3 categories finished, and then I can work on the other books that I have gradually. And then the graphic novel will be easily read as well, because they are graphic novel categories. And so I can make votes for categories where I've read all of the books, and so I have a proper vote for those categories. Sometimes if you haven't read all of the books in a category, feel a little bad about the fact that you haven't read it, so you can't actually make an informed decision. But yeah, this is my new plan, and so we'll see how that will go. I'm so tired. I will go now, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Good evening. It is now 10, and I am about to make some coffee. No, not tea today. I am coffee mood. I wanted to update you on what I've been reading today. I finished It Happened One Autumn, or Efterårets Lunar, as the Danish title is, the translated title, which was what I listened to. What did I think of it? I really enjoyed it as a whole. I think that the character Lillian Beaumont was great. She was just herself and all the time, and she didn't really care what people around her thought. This morning when I started listening again, I thought that it might end up with me not liking the last part, or finding the last part a little bit dragging, because of the things that happened just up to that. But it ended up actually being quite a lot better than expected, the last part. So that was quite great. It had a twist that I didn't see coming, for sure, towards the end, and that was quite amazing. I think I'm ending up giving this 4.5 stars, actually. I think I liked it better than the first one. The first one I gave 4 stars, and my main reason for not giving that higher rating was actually that I wasn't a big fan of the main character in that one. Even though I liked the writing and the story as a whole, I didn't really like Annabelle as much as I like Lillian. Lillian was a great character, and I also really liked Marcus, the main male character in this one. So yeah, as I said, I think I end up giving it a 4.5 stars, and I'm happy I finally finished a book this month, and I finished one for Translateathon. I have also made a good amount of progress in Den Sorte Rytter, or The Black Knight, by David Eddings. This is part 1 of Pawn of Prophecy, as I said, and I am currently in the middle of chapter 9 out of 10, so this is what I have left, but I was almost about to fall asleep, and so I don't think I will manage to get through the last bit today. And I actually started on Fullmetal Alchemist volume 7 yesterday. No, 8, sorry. I've already finished volume 7, but I started on this yesterday, like, I'm that far into it, and I don't know if I'll be reading more of this today. And I made progress in Horns by Joe Hill. This one, I'm this far. I'm on page 141, chapter 20, and this is a really strange book. I don't know what to say. I haven't told you about what I like, if I like the Bulgarian book, but I'll get to that back afterwards. This one is so odd. I'm not sure I like it. I'm going to give it another hour on the audio to determine whether I want to continue, because it's strange, but I'm not sure I'm enjoying in the book. So I'm going to have to give it another hour or so and to see if I want to DNF the book, perhaps. So I'd at least give it some time, but I'll listen to some more of it tomorrow and we'll see what happens. The Bulgarian book I definitely enjoy it. I think it's definitely classic fantasy, the classic type fantasy that was what happened in the 80s, like it's 80s fantasy, wasn't it? Or was it 70s? Let's see. It is from, copyright says 1982, so it's older than my brother. And yeah, it follows a boy named Garion. I hope that the names haven't been translated or something. And he's living with his at this farm with his aunt Paul, and a man who sometimes visits comes to town, and he tells stories and stuff. And there's definitely something to him that makes him not seem completely like everyone else. But then something happens. It seems that some people are stealing something, and they have to go on a journey, and they have to take Garion with them, and they're probably not going to come back to the city that they have been living in for the past many, many years. Garion is an orphan. His parents died when he was really, really, really young. So like all of these classic things. But I'm kind of enjoying it. I don't know if I'm where I am or if I'm at 3 stars. It's like, fantasy doesn't tend to be amazing in the first 150 pages. Not necessarily. I have read very few fantasies that are completely into the plot by the time I am where I am now. The only book that I've read that has been where you were just thrown into the world and the plot and all of that, like in the deep end, is probably the Amber Chronicles, the first one. That is the most fast-paced fantasy I've read in a really, really long time. Because it's like, yeah, it doesn't really take time to build the world in that way before you get to know the plot. It just starts the plot and you find out about the world alongside. Whereas a lot of these other type of fantasies, they take time to let you know about the world and the magic and all of that before you get to know what the real plot of this book is. Sometimes, at least. it's definitely always difficult to determine a fantasy book when you're only 150 pages in. But I'm enjoying it. I like it so far. So I think I'm on 3 to 3.5 stars at this point in time. But it can totally change depending on what happened in the part 2 and what happens in these last 25 pages I have left. So this was a little bit of a lengthy update. But now you know what I feel. And I'm going to be watching a bit of YouTube videos as I drink my coffee, and then I'm going to go to bed. It might be weird that I'm drinking coffee right before bed, but I don't mind. I don't tend to have difficulty sleeping after I've had coffee, so hopefully that will not change. But anyway, see ya. Hello, it is Friday, and I wanted to do an update for you over this week. I am not feeling the best today, so yeah, bear with me. First things first, I finished this one, The Black Knight, the first part of Pawn of Prophecy, and so I have this yet to read. And I also finished Fullmetal Alchemist Volume 8 by Hiromu Arakawa, the 8th volume in the Fullmetal Alchemist, obviously. This was amazing. I think I'm back to giving this like 5 stars. I definitely enjoy this one, and L is the best. And I also I more or less just finished this one, and it is And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer by Fredrick Backman. This was really heartwarming, beautiful and sad at the same time. It was really well told and really got you to feel all the things as you read it. It was incredibly short. Like, it took me no time to read at all. I loved the font. It was quite big. So yeah, it's like under 100 pages. So 92 pages, I think. 93 pages, and it's a short book as well in the height. It's not very tall. So yeah, I feel like I've made a good amount of progress. Apart from that, yesterday I listened to Second Chance Pass by Robyn Carr instead of listening to Horns. I didn't really feel like it. I might give Horns another go over the weekend, but I don't think I'll finish it for the Translateathon, and I don't know if I will DNF it. As I said, I am still 145 pages into it. I feel, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna give it another, I don't know, half an hour to an hour of the audio before I make my final decision. I have so many books on my March-area that I don't want to spend it on books that I don't really super enjoy. This one, by the way, finished up of quite cliffhanger-ish, so I'm looking forward to reading the next one. I'm happy I have that. But today I might go and read Shah in the End of Time. I'll bring my ebook, my iPad with me, so I can read my ebook. I only have it for another 5 days before it expires from the library, so I want to get through a good chunk of it over the next coming days, and we'll see how much time I get to actually read the last part of the Bulgaria book. But I mean, this is another one of, it's also only just about 150 pages, so it's not like a really long book. And then I'll finish the first book, Pawn of Prophecy, and then I hope to finish Shah in the End of Time. So read as much from the Shah in the End of Time that I know I can confidently finish this on Monday or Tuesday without too much pressure. And I got City of Ghosts by V.E. Schwab down on my overdrive as well, so I'm going to be listening to that, and I'll be switching it to one of the other audios. I think I mentioned it earlier, but otherwise now you know it again, and yeah, I'm just about to head to my parents, because, yeah, why not spend Fridays with people you like hanging out with? So, yeah, this was my update. I will talk to you later. Bye. Good morning. It is Saturday, and I just wanted to do a quick update before I leave. I've been reading a bit of Shah the past couple of yesterday and this morning. I don't know if I'm close to halfway through that book now, and I'm still enjoying it a lot. Now I'm going to go down to the city. The sun is shining right now, so I may be able to get through this in dry weather, because it was raining a lot just like half an hour ago. So cross his fingers. But I just spent the last 2 hours, I think, waiting to log on to the tax pages to see how my yearly taxes has been going, if I have paid too much or if I have paid too little. Luckily, I paid too much, so I'm going to get something back. It's a good way. It's an easy way to get a sort of savings account, if you will, because every year I get a little bit back. But I'm always a little nervous that I've done something wrong in my calculations and I haven't paid enough. But I have quite a lot of things to subtract from the taxes. Like, I'm driving almost like more than 60 kilometers per day, and after 24 kilometers you get like 2%, 1.98 kroner per kilometer, per kilometer. And that has to be subtracted from the amount that I pay. And I also have from my car loans and stuff, I'm paying rents, like extra fees, and those I'm also allowed to subtract something from. So I'm getting about 4,000 kroner back. So that's great. Right now I'm on my way down to the city, and I may buy myself an iPhone because I talked about this last week, and now I think I'm gonna do it. So that's a bit exciting. And yeah, just later today I'm going to visit my sister. After lunch I'm gonna go there. She's just called and asked me if I wanted to spend time with her, because Jonas, her boyfriend, is going to play a soccer match, and she doesn't really want to be on her own. She doesn't want to be bored. And yeah, I was also thinking about I needed to call her today to figure out what her plan is. So yeah, it worked out great. So now I'm gonna go to the city, and I'm gonna be listening to a little bit of audio. And I think I'm going to be listening to horns just to see how it goes, and then I'll make my decision about the book, whether I want to continue with it or if I want to DNF it. But yeah, this is my update for now. I will talk to you later. Bye. Hello. It is now 11:30 and I'm back, and I bought a new phone. Da, 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 da. Yep. Guy convinced me because it has a better camera than any of the other ones. So, and I'm filming with my camera, so I should go with that, right? Yeah. Other than that, I also went and bought a couple of books, because I went into a bookstore and there was like a 3 for 100 sale thing on a lot of books, and then and then there's these books, 3 for 100, and then I got, and since these 3 books were there, it's a whole trilogy, I decided to get them, and it is Blandt Skovens Skygger, Blandt this forest, the Shadows of the Forest. I think these are actually 3 books with 6 novellas in each, so like short story collections, and they're horror stories as well. And the next one is Dead Dreams or Døde Drømme. And the last one is Blackout. And these are all by Kenneth Bøgh Andersen, and it does says on the back 6 horror novellas from Kenneth Bøgh Andersen, author of The White Man and The Great Devil War. So yeah, I was going to be reading them anyway, and since they're like pretty cheap, I want to own some of his books as well, so I decided to get them. And looking forward to reading them. I think it's kind of neat that they're horror stories, and I'm looking forward to see what he's going to do with that. I think he might be a pretty good horror writer as well, because he has definitely easily add some mystified stuff, like a little darker themes and stuff. He also brings that into the Devil War books, so yeah. But now I got a new phone, and it's supposed to move my number onto this account as soon as... I mean, I can use my old SIM card on this until the other one is ready, but they're moving my number as soon as this month's subscription of my current subscription is over. So yeah, that's nice. And then I'm sort of stuck with this company for 6 months, and it's quite expensive, and then I'll go back to whatever I had before, because it's definitely a lot cheaper elsewhere. So, and I don't get those extra things. Like, you used to be able to get, when you got a subscription that's expensive like this, then you got like 6 months subscription to like HBO or Storytel along with the subscription. So I guess no more like that. It would have been nice to be able to get HBO or something. I mean, Storytel would be nice too, but I'm keeping Storytel no matter what. So maybe like 6 months subscription to HBO, and then I could have watched the Game of Thrones books series and caught up with that. And yeah, but now I'm opening up this bad boy. I got it in silver because oh, like this. So it's weird it doesn't have that button any longer in the newer editions, but it does take up the whole screen, which is kind of nice. See, there you are. It actually already has like half of the battery. Hello. Hello there. Swipe to open. Hola. Swipe. 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 I'm swiping. Wait, what way do I swipe? Aha. Dansk. Denmark. And still a språk. Well, I'm gonna set this up, and yeah, it's kind of neat. It has 256 gigabyte space. So yeah, right now I have 75, so I should have enough room to film. Anyway, bye. Good evening. It is 11? Yeah, exactly, almost. And I just wanted to let you know that I haven't read anything. I don't think I've read anything since I last spoke to you. Did I say that I DNF'd horns? I don't remember. I'm filming on my new phone right now. I'm kind of curious about the quality of this one compared to my old ones, but I feel like it's better. The camera on this one should be a lot better, but I don't know how the front camera is compared to the back camera, and I don't feel comfortable filming with the back camera, since I don't know if I'm completely in frame when I do that. So hopefully this is still a pretty good camera, even though the back camera is always better. So yeah, I haven't read anything since I last spoke to you. I've been with my sister since about I was there at like 2:30, and I spent a couple of hours getting this phone set up. It took a little longer than I thought it would, because it took some time to do some copying of all of my numbers and stuff to get them all over to my new phone and stuff. But it all works now, and yeah. I even got all of my iBooks on my phone, which I didn't have before because they were on my iPad. But I do have a lot of space on this one, so I think it's okay. So we'll see. I don't think I'll be reading them on my phone though, because even though this screen is pretty large, the iPad screen is larger, and it's nice to see them in big screen, and it's difficult to read the pages sometimes if the screen is a little smaller, but maybe I don't know how it works. This is my update. I will talk to you tomorrow. Hopefully I've been reading something by that time. Bye. Good evening. It is now Sunday at 11 p.m. and I am stopping this vlog. I haven't read anything from the Translateathon today. I kind of feel bad about it, but I decided I wasn't going to be able to finish Pawn of Prophecy, or the second part of Pawn of Prophecy today anyway, or this weekend. So instead I focused on, because I have to hand in Shah in the End of Time in 3 days, that I would focus on that ebook for this weekend, and I have made a lot of progress in it. I have about 150 pages left of the ebook, and I think, or maybe 160. So because of that, I will only have to read a little bit tomorrow and Tuesday. And then I have also made progress in Second Chance Pass, the audio that I've been working on over the week, and now I have an hour and a half left. So yeah. I have a lot of plans for next week. I have plans to finish 6 books, but I also haven't finished very much this week. So I need to definitely catch up on something next week. So I've set myself a minimum goal of finishing these 6 books. And those 6 books contains, first of all, Second Chance Pass, which I have an hour and a half left of. I will finish tomorrow. And Shah in the End of Time, I will finish either tomorrow or Tuesday. It all depends on how much reading I get in tomorrow. I will be reading all of Different Seasons by Stephen King, which is 500 and something pages, and the audio is 10 hours long in my speed. And I want to finish Trail of Lightning by Rebecca Ronhaus. It's only like just under 300 pages, so it's not a really long book. I decided I could definitely get through that over next week. And then I want to finish City of Ghosts by V.E. Schwab, the BookTube SFF book I have on my overdrive. It's only 5 hours long in total, so it's like 2.5 hours for me in my speed. So that's definitely not very long. And I will get through that in a day, possibly. And the last book I have put on my to-read list for next week is, what was it? It was another audio. Murder on Washington Square by Victoria Thompson, so that I can get started on the March Mystery Madness stuff, because I haven't really read any of that this past week. I mean, I guess you can technically say that Horns fit that challenge, but I didn't finish it. So yeah, this was my final update. And let me know what you've been reading over the past week. Did you participate in Translateathon as well? And yeah, I'm really happy with how good the quality is of my new video. I noticed that the audio is also quite different than it used to be. So that is kind of neat. So yeah, this was my final update for today. I hope you had a good reading week, and I'll see you in my next video very, very soon. Goodbye.